Alright, so the very first topic that I'd like to discuss is metabolic adaptation. Now, since a lot of people don't know about this, understandably, a lot of us would fall into this trap. So, have you heard of people they tried to lose weight and they were successful for a period of time, but after they went off the diet, they regained fat and more. So, ito yun. This is what happened. I think the reason why this stupidity is still around is because it works for a period of time. But once you're done with the dieting stage, once you're done with it, you will regain fat. And once you regain that fat, of course, you want to diet down again to lose that fat again. At that stage, it will get very stubborn. So today I'm gonna help you understand why this happens. But before I begin, I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you to Coach Revelia. He is a US based coach because he is the one who helped me understand what metabolic adaptation is. So let me start by informing you that our metabolism is not static. Our body has the capability of manipulating our metabolism for the purpose of survival, because our body is so smart and it's always geared towards survival because it's programmed that way. So when you are at a very low caloric deficit for an extended period of time, you're practically sending a signal to your body to be efficient when it comes to burning calories. So you're giving it no choice but to adapt. Otherwise, you will not survive. Think of it this way, parang gasol. So when you cook, say for example, isang sunny side egg, right? So of course, ang gagawin mo dyan is you will control the flame, because otherwise, syempre masasayang yung fuel. So it's something like that. Now, to help you understand more, I have here a simple illustration. So say for example, this is the starting point of client XYZ's metabolism. That's the one colored blue. As yung yellow, that would be the body fat percentage, and then red would be the calories. Okay, so say for example, yung starting point ng yung average or yung daily caloric intake ni a client XYZ is say for example around 3,000 calories. Now you might think that 3,000 calories a bit too much. Guys, if you think about it, isang donut, it could be around 400 calories. Just imagine, isang donut lang yan. So believe me, yung 3,000 calories, if you're not really familiar with how many calories certain foods are, you can easily go over 3,000 calories per day. Now say for example, starting point is 3,000 calories, right? So client XYZ dropped it drastically to let's say for example, 800 calories. So client XYZ maintained 800 calories for a number of weeks or months. Now, since naka-caloric deficit na si client, of course, body fat would also follow. So I'm sure that you've noticed that the line here is not really a straight line, steep dive, o parang slanting, because that's how, in reality, that's how fat loss works. It's not really linear. So sometimes ito yung tinatawag natin na plateau. Sometimes it stalls, then it drops again, stalls, then it drops again, stalls, then drops again. So that's how fat loss works. Now, say for example, dumating na sa punto na nagtapat na yung fat loss tsaka yung caloric intake ni client XYZ. At this point, guys, this would mean that it's already the caloric maintenance. So that means you'll not lose any fat anymore. So in order for client XYZ to lose more fat, they would have to go for another caloric deficit. So say for example, again, it was 800 calories. So let's assume they dropped it to 700 calories. So when they dropped it to 700 calories for a certain period of time again, so fat loss again went down. Now, let's assume that at this point, either client XYZ already achieved their goal or di na nila kaya. Either way, when they stop, for whatever reason, be it goal na sila or di na nila kaya, realistically, what happens is these people, they would overeat. eat. Their mentality is that tapos na yung diet ko. Payat na ako, it's okay to eat. Usually, what happens is lahat ng mga iniwasan nilang paborito nilang pagkain, one by one, unti-unting babalik yan sa diet nila. So, say for example, so on the very first day or first 2 days that they celebrated their fat loss, even if, let's just say for example, no, for the sake of argument, let's just say na they're trying to eat clean na, no more of those highly processed food, no more desserts and all that stuff. Even if they do that, so say for example, again going back, say for example, ito yung 3,000 calories, now they're just eating either 2,500 or 2,000 calories, they will still gain fat slowly. Fat would go up. Why? Because this is what happens with their metabolism. So initially, when they had acceptable fat here, the body will just let it go. It's okay for the body for you to lose a certain amount of fat. But, so once our body sees na konti na lang yung reserved energy niya, the body starts to fight back. At this point, say for example, the body already detects that the body fat level is a bit too low, so it reacts by slowing down your metabolism here. Alright, again, this is just an example. Well, it's case to case, it depends upon the individual, but generally, this is how it works or how it should look. So, by this time, when the client, our client XYZ, decided to stop, as you can see, the metabolism, caloric intake, and body fat are at a crossroad. They are now in line. When client XYZ decided to eat more, metabolism stays low. It depends upon the overeating period. Like, say for example, there might be a slight bump up, but it will not go up like how it was before. Now you can see a pattern here. So again, this is the starting point. Calories went down, fat went down, metabolism also went down. But when calories went up and fat also went up, metabolism stays low. So now you understand why this approach to fat loss is not good. Because yes, you may lose fat, but once you stop at the end of your journey, disaster awaits. All those fat that you've just lost will rapidly come back, plus may bonus fat pa. Now, I'd like to cut this video short, so this will just be part 1. With the second video, sa part 2, I'll tell you what most people would do that would aggravate the situation more. It would worsen their situation. Can it be remedied? May lunas ba to? The answer is yes. If you're interested in knowing how to address this, if you are somehow in this situation, check that next video. Thank you for your time, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It would really help me a lot. Thank you. Peace.